the one guy on offense, besides Carson Wentz, we cannot afford to lose Desean Jackson. We cannot lose him for an extended period of time. I said all off season, he was single-handedly the most important acquisition we made. He changes how defenses play us. And if he is going to be hurt for a long period of time, we've got to find a way to make up for it on this team. We got to find a way in another area to get better. Howie Roseman, I know it may be hard. I know it may be impossible, but I've seen you do the impossible. I've seen you pull out trades out your ass. Please, Howie Roseman, land Jalen Ramsey.
Hail the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy! Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I figured I would just come on and tell you what's been on my mind the last 24 to 48 hours when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Because as time has gone by, it seems like there's more and more people who are having the same thoughts and concerns that I'm having about Desean Jackson, okay? Shout out to PR52. He did a great community thread today where he posted something about this very issue, about Desean Jackson's injury, and that it may be, in fact, something way worse than what we're led to believe. If you remember, on Sunday, Desean Jackson comes out of the game with a groin injury, okay? So he has a groin injury. Then we find out he's going to miss the next 2 games because of an abdomen injury, okay? So it goes from a groin injury to an abdomen injury. And a lot of times when you have pain and things going on in those areas, it ends up being sports hernia. And PR52, shout out to him. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. But he talked about this in detail, and it was very good. And he was right. He made a lot of sense. And if this turns out to be sports hernia, we could be without Desean Jackson for out indefinitely. I don't know how long it would be. According to Tim McManus, Desean Jackson went to a doctor. The doctor recommended surgery for Desean Jackson, and he said that he would miss 6 weeks if he did the surgery. Now, Desean Jackson didn't want to do the surgery, said he would like to wait it out, see if he gets better, and then pretty much come back as soon as possible. Now, I have kind of mixed feelings about this because on one end, if Desean Jackson is in fact having sports hernia or something that requires surgery, okay, so something that's going to require him to miss 6 weeks, on the surface, you would say, hey, go get this surgery done right now. That way you're back by week 10, week 11. You're back by the stretch run and you're healthy. It's better than you playing injured all year or, not being 100% because some injury is lingering. So on the surface, that's what you would think. Yet Desean Jackson said, no, he doesn't want the surgery. Meaning, how reliable is this information? Because I would imagine that if it's that clear-cut and dry, and a doctor says that, you're going to have the coaches, you're going to have the GM, you're going to have everybody basically be telling Desean, hey, look, get it done, let's get it over with, and let's get you back in 6 weeks. So I'm not sure how true this is, but it is something that I worry about. It is something I worry about in terms of Desean Jackson, because the way I see it is if it's true that Desean Jackson needs surgery and he'll be out 6 weeks, well, he's already missing 2 games right now without surgery. So what's another 4? Get it over with. Get it over with. So on one hand, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know that this is a really reliable report. I don't know how much we can really rely that this is the truth, because it just seems too cut and dry that a doctor says, you need surgery, 6 weeks, you'll be back. You get it done as soon as possible. You don't get it done week 8 or week 9 where it finishes your season. Sports hernia, that kind of injury could kill us if Desean Jackson went down, because Desean Jackson, in my opinion, is the one guy we cannot afford to lose besides Carson Wentz. We cannot afford to lose him because he makes a good offense. He makes a good offense dynamic. He makes it dynamic. He makes us high-powered. He makes us a team that can score like that. You saw it in the Washington Redskins game that we played week 1, where all of a sudden, I think we scored like 27 unanswered points, and we just went off. And Desean Jackson does that. He opens up so much for everybody else. And if we were to lose Desean, we would still have a good offense, no doubt about it. And we would still be able to move the ball. But that dynamic part of it would be gone. And I think the Eagles would really have to seriously try to go out and try to find themselves a speed wide receiver. And it's something that, whether Desean is hurt, whether he's not, it's something they need to do this offseason. They need to get a young speed wide receiver, an insurance policy to Desean Jackson, because if he goes down, in my opinion, it's a brutal loss for us because he scares defenses. He scares them. And I hate to lose him. So I'm a little bit concerned about what's going on with Desean Jackson. And the reason that I'm scared is because on Sunday it was a groin injury, and then now it's an abdomen injury. Is it sports hernia? I hope not. I hope to God not. Let's hope it isn't. Let's hope it is 2 weeks. He comes back and he's fine. But I am worried about this. And as I was reading this the other day, I kind of just brushed it off. And then more and more people are talking about it. Like I said, I saw PR52's basically his comment in his community thread about it, which was very well done. And then I read it somewhere other places, heard it on the radio, and it's starting to worry me. Now, let me be clear. When I say it's starting to worry me, I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm not running around, pacing the house, flipping out, thinking it's all over, Deshaun's hurt. No, none of that at all. There's a part of me that worries about it because it was initially a groin, now it's an abdomen. That's the one reason I'm concerned. The reason I'm not concerned is because it doesn't really make sense that Desean Jackson would see a doctor, the doctor would recommend surgery for 6 weeks, and he would say no. To me, that sounds more like a rumor, like maybe something that's not true, because I think Desean Jackson, the coaching staff, the GM, the medical staff, I think everybody would be like, you got to get this done so you're back when we need you at the end of the year. And I think Desean Jackson would probably agree. Now, I'm not Desean Jackson. I don't know what's going on with his body. I trust him in the end, and I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But, I would probably say if I had to put money on whether or not a doctor really recommended it and he said no, I would say probably didn't happen. Just because it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why Desean Jackson would say no this early in the year when you could get it done and over with. But who knows? It's still something to be concerned about. And here's the other thing, okay? If for some reason this is true, and we're going to lose Desean Jackson for an extended period of time. Because let's face it, if he really has a sports hernia, he may try to play through it for a little bit or wait a couple weeks. He's going to be out a while. It's just going to happen, okay? And if he does play, he won't be 100%, and you're really going to lose something there. You're going to lose that dynamic part of your offense. And I will say this. How do you make your team better when you lose a big piece like that? How do you make it better? You maybe don't make it better on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe you look to the defensive side of the ball and you say, you know what? We can get better defensively. We can take our defense to the next level. This will help. This will help with the loss of Desean Jackson for the time being. This will help mitigate that because we're going to get so much better on defense. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is about to play his last game with the Jaguars tonight. Why the Jaguars would play him when they're trying to trade him and he could get injured, to me, is crazy. I wouldn't do it. If I was the Eagles or any other team trying to trade for him, I would definitely call them up and be like, don't play him. Okay, we want a deal. Don't play him. But here's the thing. He's getting traded. And I can tell you this. If he became a Philadelphia Eagle, he would make this defense so much better. There was a statistic. I forget what it was. I saw it today. I couldn't find it. But basically, they were talking about the Eagles' corners numbers against really good wide receivers like Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, like all these guys. They kill us. We get killed by good receivers. They have monster days. They have career days against us the last few years. This all changes with Jalen Ramsey. Okay, and look, and if you got a Jalen Ramsey, Schwartz would have to change his scheme somewhat to accommodate for Jalen Ramsey. To me, the best corner in football, top 2 at least. Okay, How do you get this done? I don't know. There's a lot of talk saying the Jaguars want 2 number ones. As time has gone by, I've been noticing that I've been pulling a Giant fan, you know what I mean? It's like they hate Daniel Jones and they kind of talk themselves into it. I hate the idea of giving 2 first-round picks, but now I'm kind of talking myself into it. I don't think you would have to give 2 first-round picks to get Jalen Ramsey. I still don't believe that's going to happen. But I do believe that the Eagles need to go out and get him, especially if there's a possibility you're going to lose a guy like Desean Jackson. Even if you don't lose a guy like Desean Jackson, you need to go out and get this guy. I'm pleading with Howie Roseman. Get it done. Get it done. I don't know how you figure out the cap. I know people come on and say, you can't do this because of the cap. You can't do this because of numbers. We can't do this. Look at this. Look what this website says. But I don't know all the intricacies and how teams and GMs can restructure guys and move things around. I don't know. But it's worth doing it for this guy. It's worth it. He's 24 years old. He's a top 2 corner in the league. We kind of get him. I just think we need him. I just think we need him with all the injuries. What a shot in the arm he would be for us to get. And you could do so much more. I mean, Schwartz don't even like to blitz anyways. He likes to get pressure with his front 4. Jalen Ramsey helps that because he could cover guys. Okay, I just think that the possibility of a Desean Jackson being hurt and losing somebody and losing, that dynamic person on offense, you have to find somewhere else on your team to get better as well. And if you can get a dynamic part on defense, I think you have to do it. The Eagles are in win now mode. We all know that. They're in win now. What are we waiting for? I say we get it done. I want Jalen Ramsey to be an Eagle. And Howie Roseman, I'm pleading with you. Get it done. Figure it out. If you have to let some hard cuts next year go, some guys that we've been very attached to, we've loved, we have to cut them, eat some dead money to get him long term, do it. Do it. He is worth it. That's my thoughts. I think that maybe the Desean Jackson injury will push the Eagles to go out and get Jalen Ramsey if Desean Jackson's injury is as serious as some people think, which I have no idea if it is. But either way, it's time to go get Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion. With that said, take care. Now, wait, what's this? Because I know what I'm going to get. You're not getting Jalen Ramsey. You think you're getting everybody. I'm not saying we're getting anybody. I still don't think it's going to happen. I'm pleading to get it to happen. I want it to happen. Okay, that's all. I'm just a fan who wants it to happen. I don't know that it can. I don't expect it to. But I want it to, and I'm making my case for it. That's all. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.